What the fuck? Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather VR, the ageless one of the manly clay. And for those of you that are subscribed to my second channel, the Godfather of VR, my apologies. I totally forgot that I unlinked this channel from my PS5 or from my PlayStation Network account and linked the Godfather of VR because I really didn't think I'd be back to do a stream on the PS5 or anything like that because really hadn't had much reason to use my PS5. So today is a long awaited day. Today we get version 1.008, and that is the latest update for Assetto Corsa Competizione on Xbox Series X and PS5. And basically what it does is bring new tire models, physics, and I don't know, possibly enhanced graphics, and supposed to put the console version of ACC on the same playing field as PC. I did dabble with this for a minute before I went live, but first thing I got to say before I get live, before I jump into a race and play around with the physics is here. You know what? Sony has done it again. So with GT7, I think it's obvious that they've lost a lot of the hardcore racers. I think the only ones that are still there are the big YouTubers that are making a living off of GT7. And I think that Sony and Polyphony Digital made a slightly desperate move to try to bring back some of the hardcore sim racers right when the American Track Pack was about to come out for Assetto Corsa Competizione, or ACC. A few days before that American Track Pack came out, they gave us on GT7, they gave us a free track, Watkins Glen, one of the tracks that was on the American Track Pack for ACC. I find that to be a coincidence that they give you one of the maps on ACC's track pack only a few days before theirs was launched. And so today we have version 1.8. We've been knowing about this for at least a month. Well, we knew a huge update was coming, but we had finally got a date about a month ago. And today we got that update, and I find it ironic that once again GT7 has gotten an update. And I really don't know too much about what their update is. I really don't care. I really don't have a desire to play that game. But I think after watching a little bit of Rory Alexander's stream, I think they did change the physics around a little bit, maybe to try to bring back some hardcore people. And I know that, and I find it ironic that they did it on the same day that version 1.8 came out for ACC. So I think Sony and Polyphony Digital know that. I think they know that the as far as combined, that the majority of hardcore sim racers. Hey, Ham, how you doing, my guy? I think they know the majority of the hardcore sim racers are on ACC, and I'm led to believe that whenever ACC makes a move, they make a move to try to draw some hardcore people back. But they never should have played with the game in the first place. But you know what? I've gone on too long about that. Let's just stick with ACC. So today we've got version 1.8. Again, I've dabbled around with this, and I watched a few other streamers, in particular just Boris, because he plays it on Xbox Series X, and he felt like the physics were within range of PC. He liked it, but I guess there's still some bugs, and one of the bugs that he pointed out was that you're not able to save your setups, and I guess there's still a problem with you not being able to save a whole race on the replays. I guess you can only save like 3 or 4 laps, which that isn't good. He mentioned another bug. Can't remember what the other bug was. But yeah, there was a few bugs. Now, me today, my reason for wanting to do this is because I am using the Drivehub adapter. Let me bend over and pick it up for you guys real quick. Here you go. That is the Drivehub adapter, because as you guys see, I am on the Fanatec Podium DD1. This is the PC wheelbase. It is not native to the PlayStation, so I have to use the Drivehub adapter in order to use this wheelbase. So I originally, the last time I played ACC on PS5, I was not happy with the physics. My biggest gripe was that I got no feedback from whenever the brakes locked up, and I got no feedback when the wheels slipped. Those are 2 critical elements. Without those, there's no point in even racing, in my opinion. So with today's update, I was hoping that I would get that, but I also had to point out a huge caveat that with me not having a native wheelbase connected to the PS5, there's no guarantee that I would get 100% of the force feedback and details had this wheelbase been native. So I think we'll just go ahead and instead of trying to memorize everything that I wanted to talk about, I think we can just go ahead and do a couple of hot laps, and I can tell you about it as I go along, and then maybe see if we can find a lobby to join. So what I want to do is I'm going to go in here to Monza. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to go in here to Monza. Sorry about that. Just make sure you guys can hear me, because I've been babbling all this time. I wanted to make sure you guys can hear me. So this Porsche right here is very unstable. It is very easy to oversteer this car, snap oversteer. If you put the pedal down, you have to feather it out of corners. If you try to straight smash the pedal to the floor, you will lose that back end. So I think this is the perfect car to test whether or not I can feel wheel slippage, as well as the anti-lock brakes. So what I'm planning to do is do a couple of laps and give you my thoughts as I go along. So the first lap, I'm just going to do an out lap and go really slow and point out key reference points, and then I'll give it a hard lap. So let's go to setup. One thing that I just thought about, button mapping, because this is not a native wheelbase to the PS5. Not all of the buttons work on my steering wheel. They didn't before, and they don't now. So what I'm talking about in particular are the rotary encoders, as well as a couple of switches that I have my brake bias mapped to them on PC. And then the rotary encoders, I have the anti-locks and the traction control mapped to those rotary encoders on PC. Now over here on PS5 with this Drivehub adapter, the rotary encoders work to an extent, only one turn. This is an 8 dial rotary encoder, and I can only turn it once, so I can only increase or decrease the traction control by 1. The switches that I have mapped out for the brake bias, as well as the engine mapping on PC, they do not work here with the Drivehub adapter. I would like to think they would work if I had a native wheelbase like the DD Pro. But so let's get out here. Let's do the setup. We'll go with the aggressive presets. Let me drop the amount of fuel that I got in there. So if you hear a little bit of wind noise and it's like irritating, let me know, because I got a couple of fans going here. I can shut them off. So I can definitely turn this one off because it's not as hot in here as I thought. So let's drive.
Green light, give it all you can.
So coming out of the pits already, I feel slight detail, but it's not that direct drive sharpness. You know, it still feels belt driven. Now the reason why I had to stop at this marker here, this 200 meter marker right here, is ACC on PS5, because I wasn't getting any feedback from the brakes as far as brake locks goes. I had to stop at the 200 meter mark just to make sure I don't fly off the track, where normally I would stop at the 150 mark right down there. So yeah, I feel detail already. So right here, the 150 mark right here is where I would normally brake, or right here at this line. Oh yeah, the brakes are there, so I can stop with the same stopping distance that I would on PC. Yes, and modulating the brakes. Now right here, that's critical right there, because going around that corner, right here, going around this corner, going around that corner, I kind of got exactly what I would get on PC. If I feather the car around the corner, if I push it, I can feel the car going wide with the force feedback. But if I put my foot all the way to the floor, it's going to rotate all the way over. And I can initially feel it, and then it goes out. So I would say that I don't get 100% of the feedback that I would get from PC, but that's kind of an unfair comparison because I also have bass shakers on this rig. So when I'm playing on PC, the rumble from the bass shakers, you know, basically I feel the brakes lock up, I feel the wheel slippage, I feel the engine RPMs, I feel everything. So I don't have to look out for anything. I don't have to listen for the tires squealing. I can just get out there and race. But I would say that going around that corner right there, I felt enough detail that when I was going wide, you could feel it when the car was going wide when I pushed it. Now the other thing right here is I'm going to have to play with the force feedback a little bit because I am getting a little bit of oscillation. See?
That's light damage on the left.
Well, let's go back to the pits. And as far as the force feedback, let's see here. What have we got for road effects? I could probably turn the road effects down a little bit, down to about 35%, and see if that helps with the oscillation. Feel it when I go over the rumble strips. I mean, that force feedback going over the rumble strips is profound. Just like on PC, I can't punch it out of there, not with this car. But something to keep in mind is that I got the traction control on too. Whoa! I felt something funny. So let me see if I can turn the traction control up a notch. Okay, we're able to turn it up to 3. So the next thing I'm going to do is go back to the Porsche that I normally use. Yikes. Let me go into the settings on the wheelbase and adjust the dampering. See what that does. That's a little bit better. Let's switch cars. Whoops. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's do the same thing with this car. Do a couple of laps and see if the car acts like it. This car is a little more understeery than the Porsche that I was just using, but the back end doesn't. It's not. It's a little more stable coming out of corners. That took a little bit.
Green light, go, go, go.
All right, let's see what we got. Traction control is set to 2. interesting. So, oh shit. So when I came out of that corner and I accelerated, when I hit the accelerator, the steering wheel stiffened up on me. Yeah. Yeah. That weight distribution. So I'm going to try to lose this back in on purpose. I actually felt it.
Got some light damage on the front.
So actually, I felt the traction control actually try to kick in.
We've got some severe damage on the front.
Oops. So yeah, at least the traction control part is there. Because when I stepped on the gas and tried to whip the car around to do a donut, I felt the steering wheel jerking as I could hear the wheels going. All right, let's see how this works. I was actually trail braking earlier too. What's up, Chris? Yes, I'd say so. But you also have to keep in mind that I'm using the Drivehub adapter. So I do think that when I race on console, in order to hold my line, I'm probably going to have to trail brake a little bit more than I would on PC. What's the response like when turning? This car is understeering. So I'll say this real quick. And actually, I mean, is there a delay? Let's see here. All All right, keep your eyes on my hands right here. I guess if you turn it moderately, it's okay, but if you make a quick jerk like that, then yeah, there's a slight delay. That's looking sharp in all fairness. So I'd probably say there's like a slight delay. I'll put it this way. At this moment, the other thing, yeah, but that's not looking bad compared to. I'll put it this way. I still don't think it's on PC level, but it's way better than what it was. But again, you also have to keep in mind that I'm using this Drivehub adapter because this isn't a PlayStation wheelbase. So I have to use this adapter, and by using this adapter, it's basically telling the PlayStation that I'm using a CSL Elite wheelbase. So the force feedback, the details are there, but it feels belt driven, because it feels like I'm driving a belt driven wheelbase. So the sharp little details that you would get from a direct drive, I'm not really feeling that, but I feel it. Some lads I know said the force feedback wasn't detailed enough. I'm feeling slight details. But like I said, it feels belt driven. It doesn't feel like that sharp direct drive, and I'm under the impression that it's probably because I'm not using a native wheelbase. You said before the update? Okay. So I will say that when I hit the brakes, the force feedback wasn't really strong, but when the wheels locked up, I did feel it. It was there. Going around corners, what I would feel is when I would go around corners, as soon as hopefully we see the council community grow on ACC. I will say that I think the force feedback, the details, the physics is a lot better than what it was, because I think 1.7 was garbage. This is a lot better. What I was going to say was when I go around corners, if I kind of coast around corners, the wheel feels kind of light and loose, but if you give the car a little bit of acceleration, the steering wheel will stiffen up on you and get really hard, because I've got the force feedback set to 20. I mean, not 20. I got the force feedback set to 70, and this is a 20 Newton meter wheelbase. And the braking, yeah. I trust the brakes now on this. So yeah, I trust the brakes. You've seen it right there. Normally on PC, right here on Monza, let's see if I can back up. Oh, disqualified. Oh my God. All right, let's do this again. Oh, it disqualified me. Oh my God. It disqualified me. Oh my God. All right, we'll come right back in here. You said you started doing track guides? Yeah, I saw your track guide for Bathurst. Matter of fact, we can try to go there next. I think it'll definitely help. You said you hope it benefits some people. I think it'll definitely help. I guess there was some bugs with the online lobbies.
Green light, go, go, go.
So coming out here again, you know, I'll show you guys again. So before, when ACC was still on version 1.7 for PS5, I would normally have to stop at 200 meters because I wasn't getting any kind of feedback from the brakes. So I didn't know if I was applying the brakes too hard or not enough. So I would have to apply the brakes at 200 meters just to be assured that I won't fly off the track. But I was losing so much time because it was taking me forever to, you know, get to that chicane. Now, normally on PC, I brake right here at 150 or right here at that line. Now, for me, if you brake at 100, I don't know how the aliens do it. Some of them seem to brake at 100 and maintain control. Like, if I try to brake at 100, I go off the track. Yeah, I like that. So you definitely feel that force feedback when you go around corners. The wheel feels loose and light, and then when you accelerate, I will say that right there, that chicane I just did, again, when you're going around the corner, if you're coasting through the corner, the steering, the resistance is lower, and then once you start to accelerate, the wheel will instantly stiffen up. Once that happens, you have to feather it through that corner, because if you step on that gas, especially with me having the traction control at 2, if you step on that gas and put it all the way to the floor, you're going to spin the car around. So when we go to Bathurst, so let's go to Bathurst, and I'm going to preset the traction control at 4. And so I think after I monkey with Bathurst, I'll go check the online lobbies and see what's going on there. So what I will say is that the big thing, shit, that picture actually, jeez, that picture of my car actually looks pretty sharp. Where do I stand with this right now is that on PC, because I'm using, you know, my VR headset, I have to play with the settings, long story short. And then if I want to go flat screen, I have to keep playing around with a bunch of settings. And then when I come back to VR and I forget that I was using flat screen settings, and it screws up my stream, it, you know, all kinds of shit. So I would say that now the force feedback and the handling and details and stuff is good enough that when I want to race in VR, I'll race on PC. When I want to race flat screen, I can race on the PS5. The only thing right now, I feel like the only thing that I would be giving up is that I wouldn't have my base shakers. So what I'm going to do is just go to setup, go with the aggressive one naturally. Aero, dampers, traction control. Let's turn that up to 4. All right, let's see what we got. My fastest lap ever on this track is 204.5, I believe. This, honestly speaking, I'm not going to be fast enough.
Green light, go, go, go.
I think I'm average at best on PC, and I won't be able to match up to what I can do on PC with this. Is it me, or does that picture look sharp? Trees look detailed. There we go, right there. So what I felt right there, I felt the wheel getting stiff once I accelerated, but I did not feel that back end coming loose. Sorry about that, folks. Let's start over.
Green light, show them what you got.
Whoa!
Got some light damage on the front.
Try it again.
Green light, give it all you can.
Turn that traction control back down. Why'd the car start up? I'm still setting up. That back end tried to come loose again. Whoa. I think this was, now what happened there was I went around the corner, and as soon as I let off the gas, the car started to rotate, and it happened the minute I let off the gas. So the car told me it was becoming unstable. So I think with that, I think the way I'm going to have to sum this up is that, again, the force feedback and the details and stuff like that is much better than what it was than version 1.7. But I still think that because I'm using this Drivehub adapter, and the game thinks that I'm on a CSL Elite, a belt-driven wheelbase, I don't think that I'm getting 100% of the details that I would get out of a direct drive wheelbase. So, simply put, if this was a PlayStation wheelbase or a PlayStation compatible wheelbase, I think I would be getting much, much more detail. And then the other thing is, I rely heavily on the base shakers. So, yeah, I kind of feel like, yeah, the car's telling me when it's becoming unstable. But I think that I'm definitely going to have to change the way I drive on the PS5, because there's still things to consider that on PC I race in VR. In PC I have base shakers, so I get so much detailed information from the base shakers and from the wheel that I know the minute the car becomes unstable, I mean that very second I know it. Whoa. So I think in order to prevent the snap oversteer, I'm probably going to have to start braking a little bit sooner. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Oh, I actually felt some detail right there going over that hill. Okay, so is it a success or does it suck ass? I think again, compared to what it was, yes, it's a success. And again, I have to reiterate for the 100th time that I'm using the Drivehub adapter, so I'm not getting 100% direct drive feedback. I'm getting more. What I'm getting, in my opinion, is belt-driven force feedback. But yes, the details are there. I do feel the brakes lock up. And as far as the wheel slippage, that's what I was mainly concerned about. I feel it, but in certain situations. Is the 400%? Is the 400 refresh rate? I'll put it this way. Some of the feedback that I'm getting, it feels like PC. There are some areas where I'll take the exact same line that I take on PC, and the feedback that I'm getting in some cases is really, really close to the feedback that I would be getting on PC. So hopefully that can answer the question for you. You know, if you're talking about response time, you know, as I was showing Chris Tedder right here, you know, keep an eye on my hands right here, and then keep an eye on the steering wheel. So I think it's only like a split second delay. Well, I hear that the online lobby sounds like it's a good update for consoles. It is. So where I'm at with it is, when I want to get serious, I'll be on PC because, you know, I have the VR and I have my base shakers, and then the wheelbase is native to PC, so I will get like so much detailed information. When I want to break away from VR and play flat screen, this is good enough that I can go to the PS5. Let's get my Porsche. Where is it? Oh, no, I don't want. PC still edges out, but for console gamers, this is still great. It is. I do not want the Porsche Cup car. So where the hell is my normal? There we go. Oh, there's a spot in the qualifying. Let's go there. I can't join during race sessions. Come on, they're qualifying. And that's it. The rest of the lobbies are empty. There appears to be one person in there at that Monza. Let's see if we can get in. I've been seeing a ton of Bone Lab videos up today. Are you interested in that for PC VR? I didn't finish Boneworks.